Rosy, a small gray elephant with large floppy ears, a short trunk, big expressive brown eyes, and soft gray skin. Flicker, a small green chameleon with bulging eyes that can change colors based on his emotions. Pit, a colorful toucan with an enormous rainbow-colored beak, orange, yellow, blue, green, and bright feathers. Ember, an ancient salamander with glowing amber skin, patterns like flowing lava across its body, and wise eyes that burn with gentle flame. After crossing the dark chasm and facing the shadow of fear, Rosy, the small gray elephant, felt different. Lighter, braver, she walked with Flicker, the green chameleon, and Pip, the rainbow toucan, deeper into the crystal cave, following a path that glowed with soft golden light. The tunnel opened to a massive chamber that took Rosy's breath away. In the very center of the room stood a crystal unlike any they had seen before. It was enormous, taller than the oldest tree in the whispering woods, and it pulsed with brilliant light that filled the entire cave. The crystal was not just one color. It shifted and changed, showing every color imaginable, a captured rainbow that never stopped dancing. "Wow," Rosy whispered, her large brown eyes wide with wonder. Ember, the glowing salamander, appeared from behind the giant crystal, its amber skin reflecting the rainbow light. "Welcome, Rosy, to the heart of the cave. This is where all sound begins and ends. This is where dark truth lives." Rosy walked slowly toward the massive crystal, her small gray feet careful on the smooth stone floor. As she got closer, she noticed something strange. The crystal's surface was not solid. Rosy stepped up to the crystal and peered into its shifting surface. At first, she saw only swirling colors, but then an image began to form. She saw herself, but not as she was now. She saw herself back home in the whispering woods, standing at the watering hole on a bright morning. But this Rosy looked smaller, not smaller in size, but smaller in presence. Her large ears were folded back. Her short trunk was tucked close to her body. Her eyes looked down at the ground. Other animals walked past her, monkeys chattering, birds singing, zebras laughing, but none of them seemed to notice her. It was like she was trying to disappear. That is me," Rosy said quietly. "After those elephants laughed at my rumble, that is when I started trying to make myself invisible." The image in the crystal changed. Now Rosy saw herself trying to rumble, but stopping halfway, holding it back, swallowing it down, making herself quiet, making herself smaller. "I was so afraid," Rosy whispered, tears forming in her eyes, "afraid they would laugh again, afraid of being wrong, afraid of being too much." Ember moved beside her, its glowing body warm and comforting. "Fear is a powerful thing, Rosy. It convinced you that being yourself was dangerous, so you made yourself smaller, quieter, less you." The crystal shifted again. This time, Rosy saw memories she had forgotten, bulburis, baby squirrels crying because there was no lullaby rumble, young animals waiting at the watering hole, confused and sad when morning came without her joyful call, friends asking, "Rosy, where is your rumble? We miss it." They missed me," Rosy said, her voice cracking. "My rumble mattered to them. But I was so scared of what those other elephants thought that I forgot about everyone who loved my rumble exactly as it was." "Yes," Ember said, "you gave those strangers' opinions more power than the love of your true friends. You let fear make you believe you were not good enough. Rosy's short trunk trembled. More tears rolled down her soft gray cheeks. I have been holding my rumble in this whole time. It is not lost. It is not gone. I have been keeping it locked away because I was too afraid to be myself. Ember nodded slowly, patterns of lava-like light flowing across its ancient body. Your rumble is not something you find, Rosy. It is something you choose. Every moment you choose whether to let your true voice out or keep it hidden. Question is, what will you choose now? The giant crystal began to pulse brighter, its light growing warmer. Rosy looked into it again and saw a new image forming. She saw two versions of herself standing side by side. One Rosy was small, quiet, tucked in, trying to be invisible, living in fear of judgment. The other Rosy stood tall, ears up, trunk raised, eyes bright with joy, living freely as herself. Which Rosy do you want to be? Ember asked softly. Rosy stared at both versions of herself. The scared, small Rosy felt familiar, safe in a way. If she stayed quiet, no one could laugh at her. No one could tell her she was wrong. She would not have to risk anything. But the other Rosy, the joyful, free Rosy, that one looked so alive, so happy, so full of light and purpose. I am scared, Rosy admitted. What if I let my rumble out and people laugh again? What if they do not like it? Ember's wise eyes glowed warmly. Some might laugh, some might not understand. But Rosy, you cannot control what others think or say. The only thing you can control is whether you give yourself permission to be who you truly are. But what if I am too loud, too silly, too much? Then you will be too much for the wrong people, Ember said, and exactly enough for the right ones. Your friends, Flicker, Pip, the baby squirrels, everyone who truly loves you, they do not want you to be smaller. They want you to be you. Flicker climbed onto Rosy's head, his green body glowing with supportive emerald light. We love you just as you are, Rosy, bouncy rumble and all. Pip fluffed his rainbow feathers and chirped. The two versions of herself still stood there, waiting. She thought about the baby squirrels, the morning games, the joy her rumble brought. She thought about the truth Ember had told her. Being heard was not selfish. It was a gift to others. Taking a deep, shaky breath, Rosy made her choice. I want to be the real me, she said, her voice growing stronger. I want to let my rumble out. I want to take up space. I want to be heard. The moment she spoke those words, the crystal exploded with light so bright it filled the entire cave. The scared small version of Rosy and Crystal faded away like smoke, leaving only the joyful, free Rosy standing tall. And in that moment, deep inside her chest, Rosy felt something unlock. Not fully, not yet, but like a door that had been sealed tight was now just slightly open, letting the tiniest bit of light through. Her rumble was still quiet.